I'm Abby.
I'm Allie.
We're the Rannick Twins, and this is Oops, I Arted, a part of the Hayden Collins Intelligence Syndicate.
All right, Abby. As you know, we're going to be talking about traveling art.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
But today we're going to be talking about art that was stolen or lost and has been recovered in some form or fashion.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So neither of us know each other's stories. We've been kind of hiding our secrets from each other.
I think that this is going to be exciting.
Okay, so I think you and I kind of took some different paths with this. I was looking for art that people found in their attics or at garage sales and stuff like that, and kind of fell down a little bit of rabbit hole because I was looking for a story in particular that I'd heard somewhere. It was about a famous piece of art being recovered in the bathroom of a subway. I scoured the internet and could not find a single thing about it.
I wonder if other people have that memory. If you know what we're talking about, email us. If you think
ASAP, it's urgent.
Yeah, if you think that you've heard of it, then it's got to be some sort of folktale legend
or the Mandela effect.
Mandela? Question mark?
Okay, so this is a story. The title is literally "Stolen Painting Worth $165 Million Found Behind Bedroom Door."
Oh my gosh, I read this! I read this article this morning!
Okay, so this guy, he is the nephew of Ron. Oh, his name's Ron Roseman, and his aunt and uncle Rita and Jerome were teachers, and they traveled all across the world collecting weird artifacts and whatnot. And so they both died, probably of old age or unknown circumstances, who knows. But he said that they were interesting, and he sold all of the art and furniture to the estate for like $2,000, and then got a call from an FBI agent, and the agent was like, "You're not in trouble." But I feel like that would just give me more anxiety.
Yeah,
That's like, hey, come down to the office.
They're
Let's
like,
talk. You're not in trouble, but
hi, my name is blah blah blah. I'm an agent with the FBI. You're not in trouble.
It's like, oh yeah? Well, I feel like I'm in trouble. All right, so he said that the FBI told him, Ron, that the painting was stolen from the University of Arizona Museum of Art 32 years ago. Now, we still haven't talked about which painting this is and why this is such a big deal, especially why it stuck out to me. But he said it was quite... The FBI agent literally just said it was quite valuable. I guess he didn't want to let on, like, oh, hey, this painting is worth millions.
Yeah,
So yeah, the recovered painting is by William de Kooning. I believe it's Willem. Okay,
does it say William?
It's small. Willem.
Yeah, I believe it's Willem de Kooning.
Okay, and it's woman ochre?
Yeah, like the color.
Yeah, and I know you've seen this painting before.
Well, it's funny, I watched a YouTube video of this when I was driving home because I was trying to get a feel for what story I wanted to do, and that was probably one of the few on YouTube that I could get my hands on.
It's an abstract expressionist painting of a nude woman created by William de Kooning. It's blue and green, and it has some brownish red at the bottom.
It's very pretty.
And the museum even said when it was donated in 1958, it became the crown jewel of the collection.
Yeah.
And then soon after the museum opened, the day after Thanksgiving in 1985, it was stolen. And there's a story. So...
You said day after Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, so Black Friday.
Yeah.
No one's at the museum. A man and woman walk into the museum as they're opening. Like, literally as they're unlocking.
I think the security guard let them in early.
Yeah, but, well, okay, so what was happening was they were unlocking the building open.
Mm-hmm.
And they were standing out front, so the security guard went ahead and let them in.
Okay.
The woman distracted the man, the security guard, at the bottom of the stairs, I'm assuming in some kind of seductive way. I'm kidding. But,
or she's like you and I, and is just very good at talking. Small talk, any kind of talk.
So you work at an art museum.
How long you been working here? What's your favorite piece?
You ever done security anywhere else? So while she was asking all of those questions that we just asked, the man walked upstairs and it breaks my heart. I know. Used the razor blade and cut it out of the frame. And then they left in like a huge hurry.
Yeah, and they drove off in a rust color.
Yes, and the security guard was like, something seems afoot here. And he walked upstairs and he was like, uh-oh, I'm about to get fired.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, it was, quote, a very traumatic event for the institution. And the people that lived through it, heaven forbid, who lose this painting. So everyone was like super worried that this painting was destroyed. I mean, 33 decades went by. That's a long time. And
not 33, but 3 decades.
Yeah, three decades, 32 years. All right, anyways. He worked at a furniture store Ron did. So we're back to Ron. Yes.
That sold this painting for less than $2,000.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he sold it to a guy named Jane Kuetara. It says that he was the first to recognize the de Kooning leaning against a table at Manzanita Ridge Antiques.
Yeah, see, I heard this.
And they're the ones that bought the estate.
Yeah.
The antique store. And they said that they had the painting out on display and nobody cared for it. Everyone was like, whatever, what is this piece of crap?
People don't understand.
People don't have good taste in abstract. So they were worried that people were going to scratch at the painting.
Yeah.
Peel the painting. So they just put it behind the bathroom door and left it there.
Yeah, I think they got 3 offers on it.
Yeah, a guy grabbed one of the employees by the wrist and was like, do you know what you have here?
Yeah.
So the second story I just kind of want to say as an aside is this woman bought a Jackson Pollock, and this has happened twice.
With Jackson Pollock?
Yes. So one woman bought a Jackson Pollock from a thrift store for, I think it was $5. It was like less than $50.
Okay.
And she hated it, but she was getting it as a gift for her friend, and her friend hated it too, and it was 5 feet.
It's a huge painting.
Yes, a giant painting. It didn't fit in her trailer home well, so she got rid of it. And then they were like, hey, this might be a Jackson Pollock, and it turned out to be a Jackson Pollock. And then there's a piece called, I think it's called the Arizona by Jackson Pollock, and it's a smaller piece, and it was bought at a yard sale for $50, and someone had kind of offhandedly mentioned, like, hey, this might be a Jackson Pollock. So he went through the process of getting it tested, and it was indeed a Jackson Pollock painting.
That's so crazy, too, because people think that, you know, something like that seems so out of this world, like it would never happen. But these artists, you know, probably gave some of their paintings away to people.
Well, and people have literally found priceless paintings thrown on the side of the street with the trash pile.
Yeah, well,
weirder things have happened.
These artists aren't even that old, so to think that, you know, it was passed down from friend to family member or whatever from the source, and then ended up where it did before anybody could figure out, hey, this is blah blah blah's painting.
Yeah, I also read that happened with Van Gogh. One of the paintings he gave his brother. Yeah, people thought he had written in a letter about this painting. It's called like The Sunny Day or something like that. Don't quote me on that. It's very bright and colorful, and they thought that he was referencing another painting, but then they authenticated this Van Gogh painting and realized that that's what it was about, and it's from Theo's personal collection.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and just to think, hey, Abby, you're an artist, and I'm your sister.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just become a famous art collector.
It's not as easy as it used to be.
But the last thing that I want to talk about, so we've been trying to put together an art restoration episode for a long time, and it just hasn't worked out because I haven't found a whole lot of cool stories, but I'm about to spoil one right here that we might cover later on. This happened in May of this year.
Oh, wow! Very current event!
Yeah.
Breaking news!
So May 8th was when this was posted on news.artnet.com, and it is a painting, John Vermeer's Girl Reading a Letter at an Open Window.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, so I only want you to see this much of the painting. So that whole wall in the back, it's all one color.
Yeah.
When we recovered the painting, we X-rayed the painting. Underneath the painting, the wall, there is a painting of Cupid.
Oh, I love that. In my art history class, my teacher, he mentioned he would show a few paintings and where artists would have painted over an old painting.
Yeah, but here's the thing: people thought that Vermeer painted over it himself,
but it was restored, wasn't it?
Okay, so this says, more than 2.5 centuries later, laboratory tests have determined beyond a doubt that the symbol of love was covered up decades after Vermeer's death in 1675.
What a butthead!
And someone thought, so we previously thought that Vermeer covered it up himself. So they decided to remove the painting and start restoring it. Like, that must have been a big decision, because for all we know, the painting has been no painting inside of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just been a girl at the window. But the Cupid painting totally changes the whole mood of the painting, because it kind of insinuates that the letter is from
a lover. Yeah.
Yes, from someone she loves. So it's more like a love letter.
That is such a huge part of that painting.
Isn't it exciting?
Yeah, I love stuff like this.
So this says the museum plans to restore the work according to Vermeer's original intention, which conveys that the young woman is reading a love letter.
I bet the person that was restoring it was like, oh man, I never paint anything this good. I don't like this part. I'm gonna just cover it up. I'm the artist. I'm restoring it. That would make me so mad. What if the person that bought it and wanted it restored, because sometimes you have to do a private restoration, was like, I don't like this part. Can you cover it up? In which case,
Don't do that. I don't know why they did it though. That's like what I was trying to figure out. I just think it's someone that was bitter and they were like, love stinks. Yeah. And then they're like painting it angrily.
They just got over a breakup.
But what I thought was cool was they took it down. It's at this place that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Germany.
Cool. I was going to guess Germany.
That's where they are
restoring it?
Yes.
Cool.
And what they did was they restored half of it. So what I showed you, where you can like see half of it, and then they put it back on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
I know, because I bet they're just so excited. They're like, everybody look.
Look, peekaboo.
But they're going to keep it up until June. Which is
where's it going then?
They're gonna take it down and do the rest. But it's gonna take like a year.
Okay, so they're like, look what we're doing. All
yeah,
right, bye.
It's kind of like a teaser.
That's cool though.
It's so exciting.
It's really cool to be able to have that experience too. To be like, I saw the Vermeer painting before, during, and after the restoration.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Maybe we'll see the Vermeer one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts,
and email us at oopsiartedpod@gmail.com.
Yes. And please share us with your friends and your family, and like and subscribe and follow or whatever it is. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
I'm Abby.
I'm Allie.
We're the Rannick Twins, and this is Oops, I Arted, a part of the Hayden Collins Intelligence Syndicate.
All right, Abby, what do you got?
All right, so I'm using paper notes. If you can't tell, but my story is on the Edvard Munch's The Scream and how it got stolen. Why? First of all, there's 4 different versions of The Scream by Edvard Munch. Monk. Yes.
Monk.
I didn't know it was pronounced that way.
We've all been pronouncing it wrong, America.
Well, we were all like Edvard Munch.
Well, yeah, you know, we being from a small town in the South Sea.
But I'm sure that you guys know about The Scream. It's actually one of the most popular pieces of art and most recognizable in Western art specifically, which is interesting being that it's from Norway.
Okay.
But the original copy of The Scream, first of all, I'm going to cover my sources. I used BBC.com, The Scream. It's a video called The Scream. I found the stolen painting. Pretty straightforward. And it's an interview with Charles Hill, who was one of the undercover police officers that got the painting back.
Wow, so this is an operation.
Yes! So we're gonna go way back into February at Norway's National Gallery in 1994.
I was like, February.
Just way back to February. So, back to February of 1994. At Norway's National Gallery, and The Scream was one of the paintings there. And The Scream, if you don't know, was painted in 1893 by Edvard Munch, and yeah. So
it's the famous guy with his hands on his face, and his face is all distorted.
Yeah.
With the orange background.
It's been emulated in pop culture.
It's been animated in cartoons.
Yeah, so you just gave the description that I was going to give, which is awesome.
Sorry.
No, perfect. And this specific original painting of The Scream is special because Edvard, he blew out a candle on it.
Really?
Yeah, he blew a candle out onto the painting. So there's candle wax spots on the painting that are very specific to that piece.
That is super cool.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome too. I had no clue. So Mr. Hill goes through the whole event, and it's also caught on security tape, and it's amazing to watch because there are 2 Norwegian men, and he said Norwegian organized crime, 2 men and a ladder, which I thought was hilarious. So basically these 2 guys put literally like some cartoon stuff, Allie. Put a ladder under the window and climbed up and busted the window. But get this. Yes. But get this. He fell off the ladder before he could get up.
So they had to do a take 2.
Yes.
That means they had enough time. He had enough time to mess up.
Yes.
Once.
It was at night.
And then climb. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, fell off, climbed back up, busted a window, and stole the painting.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was.
In 1994, I guess. All caught on
hold on, when?
1994.
This is the 90s.
Yes.
And we could...
It was at night.
But that doesn't matter. You're missing the fact that it's the 90s. But it's Norway. I mean...
I guess Norwegian people are more trusting.
You think they're more lax? I mean, they don't have guns.
I don't know.
Do they?
Let us know. So,
what are the cops gonna do? Hit you with their The nightstick.
I don't even know if they
At
had
night?
a security officer patrolling the area. But they caught it on security tape, so I'm sure somebody, hopefully...
Someone was slacking off on their job that night.
there watching the tapes. I mean...
They're probably rewatching them at like 6 a.m. like, oh no!
I took a short little nap and this is no! Yeah, so Charles Hill decided to go undercover as, I believe, either an English or Scottish, which I know are two completely different things, but I just can't remember what it was. He was either English and posed as Scottish or
Vice versa.
Yeah, so
Either way, he was in.
Yeah, and he disguised as an undercover art dealer, and I'm assuming a lot of work went into it, but basically, and he glosses over it, I'm sure, for
Did he convince
reasons.
them to sell the painting to him?
Yeah, so I'm getting to that. So, he poses as an undercover art dealer, goes from friend to friend to friend to friend to friend, finally gets to what he describes as the bad guys, which I thought was pretty funny.
Abby, art thieves are bad guys. Come on.
Yeah, but like,
it's a very white-collar crime.
the criminals, I mean, the people that stole the painting, the bad guys. That's what he chose. So he gets to them. He tells them that the Getty Museum in Europe wants to buy their painting for a stack of cash, basically.
Like a fat wad.
Yeah, and he's like, so sell me the painting, and I'm going to sell it, blah, blah, blah. So he goes to their house. Like, he's in their summer house, I think is what he called it. And it's stacked with art, apparently.
Dude, he really got in good with him.
And the guy's like, it's under a rug downstairs
What?
in the kitchen. And I was like, first of all, why do you have carpet in your kitchen?
Second of all, the scream?
Yeah, the original screen.
You're just gonna put that under a rug.
Yep.
You have all this art on display, and this the one you're
No, I don't know if it was on display, but I mean, these
It's
were
my
like
rug stopper.
These were like art thieves. Like that's what they did. I'm sure this ladder trick worked multiple times. So he's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Can you get it? Basically. And the guy went down and got it, puts it on the dining room table, and Charles is like, wow, this is the real deal. This is I see those wax spots. This is the painting. So, which I thought was very interesting that totally.
Can you imagine like how freaking excited you would be?
You're like, that's it, bro.
But you have to be like, yes, this looks like
Are you sure this is
this looks like a really good fake or the real thing. We'll see at the museum.
What kind of accent?
An art curator. I'm an art dealer. I'm an art dealer.
You sound like the comic book guy from the... So, he bought it, and he barricaded himself in his hotel room in Oslo until a detective came.
He literally, like, called him and was like, I got it! The eagle has landed, bro!
And this was in May. February, March, April, May. 4 months! That's it! And it was recovered. May 7th, 1994.
That's incredible police work.
I mean, wow. Why? Just for art. Only for art, huh? So...
Hey, it pays the price.
Yeah. Didn't see how much it was worth, but both the men were convicted. I don't really care about all that part because, like, they don't deserve to
the art was recovered.
Yep, good. What's his name? Charles Hill and all of the other officers that assisted in that.
Good work, gentlemen.
So,
and ladies, perhaps.
Let's see. Apparently, one of the men that was arrested actually had stolen a monk painting before he had gotten convicted.
So he has the taste
for
the monk.
Yeah, I guess. So, another copy of the Scream got stolen.
Wait, hold on. Are they all done by Edward?
I believe.
Okay, so it's not
like
a
multiple readers.
spin-off?
No.
Okay.
There's 4 done by him, I believe. So in 2004, another copy was stolen in August 22nd. And this one was way more ballsy. Can I say that?
They had moxie.
They busted in. It was the Monk Museum. The Monk Museum.
Yeah.
They busted in. The full daylight. There are people. The museum is open. There are people going and in the museum.
Yes.
And they hold in balaclavas 2 men and hold the security guard at gunpoint.
They hold up the museum.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. And they made him get on the floor at gunpoint.
Is that the only painting they took?
No. They came in with wire cutters and snapped the wires from the frame.
They didn't even
on
cut.
The wall.
They didn't even fuss around.
They were like real deal. They were in and out.
Professionals.
And so Bam Bam Turkey and Ham stole the Scream and stole the Madonna.
The Madonna.
Yeah, I think it's just called Madonna, but Edward Monk's Madonna.
Yeah, because everyone has a Madonna.
If you're an artist and you don't have a Madonna, you need to get one.
Excuse me, Abby.
I'm working on mine. Yeah, no comment. So, yeah, they just took them off the walls and walked out, and apparently they were super clumsy and literally dropped the paintings. What is up with art thieves being clumsy? Fall off the ladder, drop the paintings? Come on, guys, get coordinated. You need to practice
this. Is a high-risk, high-return job right here.
Yeah, you'd think that you'd have a little bit of experience. At least practice in your own home, carrying books or something out the door. Jeez, come on,
Can you
guys.
imagine how much those frames weigh, though? Come on now.
I guess you're nervous or whatever, but
I'd get back in the car and I'd be like, Allie,
how could you have dropped the freaking painting, dude?
dude, I bet that's exactly what happened.
Like, smacks him in the back of the head.
What has gotten into you?
I can't believe it. We practiced this so
We
many
had
times.
One job. One job. You had 4. I carried 12 paintings. You carried 4 paintings.
You dropped all of them. So even there were people watching.
You're literally dropping money off these paintings.
Also, what is up, civilians? Y'all need to start stopping. Okay, they did have a gun, and this was in Norway, but I think if it was in America, it might have been a little bit different.
Think about the Statue of David. When that guy came in and smashed
They stopped him.
They were
but
like,
he only had a hammer.
You're
He did not have a gun.
You're right, but have you ever been around a man wielding a hammer over his head? I'm sure it's a little, frightening.
Yeah. Especially just coming up and smacking David's toes like he did with reckless abandonment.
Pulls it out of his coat.
So, anyway, this painting, they found the frames in the glass, which really made them fear that they had destroyed this painting.
Why? Okay, art thieves, why are you destroying the art?
Just leave it be.
Just sell it.
Yeah, make some money off of it.
It'll make its way back into public circulation eventually when someone
just
dies with the
get your
collection.
stacks and go on with your life.
You don't have to burn it.
There's no point. You hurt my feelings. Anyway, so
well, I guess the only way it makes sense is if you had 12 of the same. You had 12 Van Gogh paintings and you burnt 6 of them.
Why?
It makes the price go up on the other 6.
I guess, but
you gotta look.
Maybe that's why they were stealing the Edvard Munch paintings, because there's 4 screams, and if there are only 2, then they'd probably double in price. I mean, isn't that how business works?
Economics.
I don't speak econese. So they took the frames and the glass out, and these paintings were missing 2 years.
Okay.
Which is not 33 years.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
But they were recovered, and they were not destroyed, but they weren't in as good as condition because
they were taken out of the frames.
They weren't taken care of. They said that they were neglected.
But the scream that was recovered in 4 months was fine under the rug, huh? It was fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if that one was in the frame or what. So,
dude, come on now. Hey, don't step on that part of the rug. Come on. What do you think?
Anyway,
this is gonna be a 2-parter.
So they took poor care of the painting. The 2 men were convicted. I don't care because they're not important and they don't deserve their time.
2 more art thieves thrown in jail.
2 more butt heads that shouldn't. I mean, what goes through your mind? I'd be just chatting with my buddy one day and I'm like, man, we should just be art thieves, bro.
Look, you know how we make money? Stealing art. Come on, what kind of people go to museums? Bodybuilders? Come on.
Bunch of scrawny nerds go to art museum. We can find them. Nobody will stop us.
You think they're gonna speak up? They don't even speak up in class. Come on.
Why do you sound like you're from, I don't want to offend anybody, but like Jersey or... Alright, so 2 men convicted, sentenced to 4 to 8 years in prison and a fine of $117 million US.
Dude, so they charged them for the price of the painting. Both of them. That's quite a bite in the butt right there.
Paid to the city of Oslo. So it's converted money, obviously, but $117 million. That's almost as much as that Willem de Kooning painting was worth.
An obscene amount of money.
Yeah, they're never gonna pay that off.
Yeah.
So
no, that's how you get a habitual art thief right there.
Got him. You can't sell enough art to pay off this debt, son.
They'll try though.
So the museum was actually closed for 10 months after the robbery for a security overhaul. Thank you. I hope that's what the other museum did.
Tighten up our measures.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna be a 2-parter. Already decided. All right. Well, that was another episode of Oops, I Arted. Probably 2 more episodes of Oops, I Arted.
Woohoo!
You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube,
wherever you listen to podcasts, and email us at oopsiartedpod@gmail.com.
Yes. And please share us with your friends and your family, and like and subscribe and follow or whatever it is. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.